Okay, guys. All right, here's what I did. Take you guys step by step. These are the changes that I made. So on this guy, I went here. See the corners, guys. We're gonna do 2-stud corners, and the reason we're gonna do 2-stud corners is to allow insulation to get in here. Now, sometimes these guys are gonna just come out here and a lot of times the framers, they're gonna start framing the corners first. And they're gonna screw it all up because they're gonna just start making these things as they go. And one thing I should have did, I just thought about it. I should have had my son to bring some, I had some sawhorses over at my shop. And I think I may get him to bring some of them things out here tomorrow. Just a bunch of sawhorses, so they won't be using my lumber to make sawhorses and ladders. So that's one thing I'm gonna try to make sure that we don't be making ladders out of the lumber. I hate to see that, guys. That's just a waste of lumber. So we're gonna do 2-stud corner. I drew it right here. So these are the framing members. This right here, the green one is for blocking. That's for sheetrock attachment right here. Okay, so I drew that out for them. And this is only for the exterior walls only, and only for the corners. So these right here are gonna be 2x6s. Since the whole basement is gonna be framed with 2x6s instead of 2x4s. 16 inches on center. So we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna have T-walls. So sometimes you have T-walls. Now in this case right here, this is gonna be a 2x4. This is only a wall partition. This is not a structural wall right here. It's just a wall partition to separate the garage from the rest of the basement, because you gotta encapsulate this garage as fire, because cars are combustible. So you got to separate that from the rest of the house. So all it's going to be sheetrock, as well as the top is going to be sheetrock to give us about an hour fire rating. So this right here wall can be, we can do a 2x4 and a 2x6 behind it. And I'm glad I just saw that, because I need to change that on here. 2x4 wall. So this guy, that's a 2x4, and this right here is going to be a 2x6. And then I could just go ahead and tell them what this right here is going to be. These are 2x6s. Okay, make sure. And then this right here can be this may be well, we just do a 2x6. 6 right there too. All right, so there's some other things here, guys. So right here, we're gonna, instead of having a French door, a whole French door, we're gonna cross through that. Just make sure I cross through that. And we're gonna do a single door here. So that's 3068. That save us about $500. Right here, each one of these probably save you about $200 a piece. So instead of doing a double, we're gonna do a single window right here and right there. I also put here these little partitions right here. We're not gonna frame those. This stuff right here, that stuff is not gonna be framed. We're gonna, we're just gonna only frame load bearing items. So if you go up here to the next page, I drew it again here for them. Got that. I also drew that right there, the T-walls. So I drew that because we're gonna take that insulation and go around there. That makes it a whole lot smoother. And then this right here, I removed this right here. Instead of a triple window here, we just gonna have a double, twin. We're gonna change this door right here to a 6/8 door instead of an 8/0 door. So that door doesn't need to be so high, especially toward the back. And we're gonna remove this window right here. There's no need for that window right there, because if you're looking at the house, you're getting plenty of light right here. Really no need for that window there. So I put that there. Now, this is really the way, guys. Now, in Trussville, in this particular municipality, they make sure that all the attic walls have sheathing, on this side, sheathing on this side right here. And this is really, the reason for it is because it's rigid and it holds the insulation in, so the insulation is not being held up only by friction only. So that's the purpose of that. So I'm letting these guys know that sheathing gonna go back here, because usually just leave those walls alone. You put your sheetrock up and then somebody put the insulation in there and the insulation falls down, and now you got a problem. This is probably a better way that it should be done. to do sheathing on those walls, but I already planned for that on the front end. And guys, if you do it like that, it actually helps with your envelope of the house too. It helps with, because you know, we got to do a blower door test on this house, and we got to have so much, they only allow so much air leakage, guys. And these guys, if you don't get that pass here, and you won't get your CO. So that's how that works. So I'm just putting all these things. I came in here and I just duplicated this right here on the back side right here just to make sure that there's no confusion with these guys. Because I'm telling you, man, these guys are going to get confused. And why is this dude speeding so fast? Okay, so this is what we got here. And these guys are supposed to show up in 10 minutes, man. I hate, man, waiting on these frames. Make me nervous that they don't want to show up, man. But, you know, that's another thing. So there you have it. Guys, we also have, you know, like I said, you got this right here as well. And then you have the red line of this right here. That lets the framers know what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm putting everything on them instead of on me. You see? So that's what you want to do, guys. So we're going to come here, man. Hopefully we can meet him and get things going. I got another box of nails out there. I'm going to take 2 of those boxes and keep them in my car. Because if these guys see a lot of nails and stuff, man, they're going to, why don't you go ahead and film me, man? Don't hit them buttons and stuff, man. So the problem is, man, if these guys see these nails, and they just have a bunch of nails, they just gonna shoot. They just shoot away, man. They shoot way too many nails in these framing members. Guys, you can look at the code book. The code book actually tells you how many nails, how large the nails are in each piece of lumber. It tells you that. So I'm gonna get one box and put it. And also, guys, I'm not gonna put a dumpster out here. Not until we get finished framing. There's a reason for that. The reason is, if they take that lumber and just kind of throw it away in the dumpster, those dumpsters are 6 feet tall, they throw all that stuff into the dumpster, out of sight, out of mind. They're just gonna be wasteful. So I want them to be able to see the lumber on the ground. We may be able to use some of that stuff, especially for bracing, you know, blocking in between some of the floor and joists. They can grab some of that lumber, cut it up, and put it right in the middle. You know, that's on the plan, is you got to block that stuff in the middle. The roof bracing, when you get up in the roof, you got to brace a lot of that stuff. Dead wood, you guys don't know what dead wood is. Dead wood, it has no structural bearing on dead wood. It's just put there so that you have a place to attach sheetrock to. That's what we call that dead wood. And you know, you'll see in some of the ceilings and stuff, if the floor and if the joists are going this way, with this last wall over here don't have a place where you can attach sheetrock to it, so they put a piece of dead wood up above that last wall that's parallel to the joist. So that's what we're gonna do. So now the next thing I got to get done, man, I gotta call the guy. Number one, I'm gonna call the guy. I'm gonna wait till about 8 o'clock. I'm trying not to bother these guys too early. But 8 o'clock, I'm gonna call the, what do you call that guy? I'm gonna call the surveyor. Surveyor got to come out here and do his foundation in place survey. And that way, that gives us an opportunity to go vertical. I think we're good. Well, I know we're good. And then I need to get the excavator out here and go ahead and get my backfill in. So I want to go ahead and schedule him so he can get here sometime this week. Because once these guys get to that next floor, it becomes really dangerous when you go to the other floor. So we got enough gravel over here. So what we're gonna do is we got a little hump right there. That hump needs to go down like this and then come back up. So we can take all that dirt and put it over here in the hole. So we're gonna have to you're gonna have to get that big 953C out here and do all that. All right, guys, it's kind of, you know, the framer looks like he's late. He said he's gonna be at 8, but he's here at, you know, it's 8:08. So I got to go to another meeting, take care of some business. Actually, I got to go to the school. But guys, I went over everything with my son. He has his builder's license, so I guess he can figure this stuff out. But I went over everything with him, and he's gonna meet the guys out here. I kind of drew everything. Most of the stuff should be self-explanatory, but guys, in this game, I'll be honest with you, you got to be able to, I'm trying to figure out which one of these things I need to look at, but you guys, you got to be able to delegate. You know, it's kind of hard for me because I know how I want things, and they mess up. I get kind of irritated. But I got to be able to trust them to get out here and get it right. And I just come back out here later on the day and just make they can't get too far done. You know, to really screw up some stuff, man. But you know, he can save me time, and that's the name of the game. You know, to duplicate yourself, which is what I'm trying to do, is duplicate myself with others that can be out here doing this stuff. That means I got to impart all my knowledge on them, and then you got to trust them to do it and get it right.